I remember, y'all, I just started firing shots. Like, nothing was off limits. His appearance, his family, his job, his pay. Like, I was going at him. Did I say this was appropriate? No, nor would I condone it now. Would I do it again? Maybe. But I never said I was right in doing that. I'm not a perfect person. I'm Only Human by Christina Aguilera. But I do remember I was like going crazy. Like, I was literally blacked out. Hey y'all, welcome back to Do I Know You? I'm so happy to have you here. I'm kind of giving y'all like a red moment today. Lady in red, period. For my Indiana Hoosiers. Just kidding. It's actually not for IU at all. It's actually just because I look good in red. But kind of a tease right now. Happy March Madness. So for some of y'all, I say March Madness and like your blood pressure spikes and you're like sweating just thinking about your bracket and how much money you could lose. For the rest of us, it's just another month. 1 month closer to like a semi-annual sale. Like, it's not really giving that much. But however you feel about March Madness, we're here, and I decided we're going to break from the interviews this week. We're just going to slow down for a couple reasons. One, there's just so much content, and I want to give y'all time to like actually go through it. But the other reason is because I promised y'all JordieRants every few weeks, and so time is ticking. And so I was like, okay, I should come on this week and give them just a little story time. So I was thinking about like what I wanted to talk about this week. And yeah, because it is March Madness, I thought about a story from my childhood that is very representative of who I am as a person, but is very directly correlated to my brother and one of my roles as like an NBA sister and a basketball sister. And so we're going to get into that. A central piece of who I am is like grittiness, like just a complete devotion to like going to war. Like, I'm not talking about like this. I'm talking like war for the people I love and for the things that I believe in. And so by now, y'all know that I'm the Beyonce of my family, not the Kelly, not the Michelle, although great options. I'm the Beyonce of my family, meaning that the rest of my siblings are Destiny's Child, period. They're my backup singers. No, but seriously, my brother, as you all know by now, plays for the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green, and he played for Michigan State. So basically, March Madness was like a really big thing, and it still is, but like it was a really big thing in my home for especially those years that he was in college, right? So because he played for Michigan State, because they were going to tournaments, like the month of March, my blood pressure was on like 10,000. Like, it's already on like 9,999, but that March month, it just went up a point. So basically, before my brother took the court at like any game in March, the way my heartbeat was moving, I mean, I would probably equate it to like Beyonce right before she took the stage for Coachella. She knew that history was about to be made. No one else knew, but she knew. And that's how I felt watching my brother. So period. So now for the story time. Let's take it back. This had to be like 2012, maybe 2011. I don't know. Time isn't real, and COVID took 3 of my years. So I don't even know. It was part of the simulation. And y'all, like, it was the Big Ten tournament. Michigan State was playing. I think this was my brother's like junior or senior year, probably a senior year. I was so excited. It was like in Indianapolis. So my family like drove over. Y'all, I had this little silk press. I was giving the girls a straight hair moment. And I was like, I don't know if y'all ever experienced this, but if you straighten your hair a lot, you get like heat damage like on the ends. So I remember I had like major heat damage, and I would like cock my head back so it would like hit where I wanted it to, my back. There's just a lot of trauma we don't need to unpack right now. But I was eating. Like, I truly thought I was eating. And yeah, I'll insert a pic here so y'all can devour it too. But I remember this one game, I was just so hyped. Like, y'all, I remember they were passing out free Gatorade in the lobby before you walked in. I was like probably 6 Gatorades in, the orange ones too. So I was on that energy run. They were passing out orange Gatorades. I remember I was like 3 ice cream cones in. Like, I was living and I thought I was so cool, right? Like, just so y'all know, if any of you have older siblings, I think you know, whether you want to admit it or not, there comes a time where you just like, my older sibling, in my case, like my brother playing right now is like the coolest person in the world. Like, this is so cool. Like, I was so proud. For all my younger siblings, you should not tell them this. You shouldn't tell them this, because someone has to keep them humble. And as the role of little sister, I truly took it upon myself to be like the humility checker, but that's neither here nor there. But y'all, I was just like so proud, right? So all of this matters because it's part of the story. Something that you should know about my brother and I is that we're very similar in like the passion in which we do things with. For him, it's basketball. For me, it's this talk show. Like there's just like a passion and a fire that like we literally cannot contain. So of course he's going to play with passion because like that's who he is, period. And I remember watching him and this one referee, and I will not say your name because no ops get free clout on Do I Know You. But alas, I remember just watching them go at it. Like anything my brother did, the ref was calling something, like, but then it wouldn't be called on the other end of the floor. Like it was just so frustrating for me. And I was watching it and I was like, this is so unfair. You know, like I'm screaming from like the family section, like just going crazy. And because I'm surrounded by family, they're like, yeah, ride for your brother, blah, blah, blah. They shouldn't have encouraged me because my head was already here. So he just starts barking at my brother like the whole game. And y'all, I want to be very clear, like he did this the whole season. So it wasn't just like, oh, this is a one-time thing. Like my eyes had been on this op for months. And I was like, okay, finally, like I'm really about to like give it to you, right? So like I said, I had my Gatorade down. I had my ice cream cone. Like my heart rate, I don't know what it's supposed to be. If it's supposed to be at 100, I was at like 45,000. Like it was like going so fast. And I remember there was like one moment where he had just made the dumbest call. And I don't know what happened. I think I blacked out. Have any of y'all ever blacked out? I think in that moment I blacked out with just fire because I was like, I truly believed, I was like, I'm about to yell at this man, this referee, and let him know who his younger sister is. Has much changed? No. Sorry. But I remember, y'all, I just started firing shots. Like nothing was off limits. His appearance, his family, his job, his pay. Like I was going at him. Did I say this was appropriate? No, nor would I condone it now. Would I do it again? Maybe. But I never said I was right in doing that. I'm not a perfect person. I'm Only Human by Christina Aguilera. But I do remember I was like going crazy. Like I literally blacked out. So I don't know if y'all have ever been to like a live basketball game. Like not just like your nephew's little like XYZ league. Like I'm talking about like a live hype game. So if you have been to one, you know that when someone like shoots free throws and they have like the home court advantage, basically meaning they have like fans in their arena, it like goes silent because they're like, oh, you should focus, period. So I remember, y'all, I just waited. Like I'm like eating that ice cream cone, just like glaring at this referee, like just waiting. I'm like, once someone gets a free throw on our team, trust, I'm coming for your whole life. Like I said, I never said it was appropriate. I'm just telling y'all what I did. I'm trying to be very honest and raw here and vulnerable. How dare you judge me? Because I can feel some of y'all judging me right now. But y'all would have done the same. You would do it too for a check, period. So, except I didn't get a check. I actually did this for free. I laid my reputation down on the line for free. My brother should be so grateful for me, truly. But I digress. Pretty much, I remember waiting for the free throw to come, and finally the moment came. I don't know if my brother was shooting shots or what, but I remember the crowd going silent, like literally silent. And I was like, okay, this is my moment. Y'all, just so you know, I'm like 10, maybe somewhere between 10 and 12 years old. There is no way I should have had as much confidence as I did, which probably explains my confidence levels now. But like, I waited for it to be silent, and I just shouted the sickest insults my 10 to 12-year-old mind could come up with. Like I said, I blacked out. I don't remember what I said, but I remember my mom going, I knew I did the job. Because if she was repulsed by what I said, I knew it was sick. And he heard it too. Because y'all, the referee, why'd he look over at me? He goes, shh. So he definitely heard me. And that also tells me that he was fed up with me and he'd been hearing me the whole game. And I just remember being like, that was the goal. My job is done. Don't come for my brother no more. And I'm pretty sure, I actually don't remember if they won, but I'm pretty sure my brother had a really good game. And I just can't help but accredit it to my trash talking. It runs in the family, clearly. Also, at games, family kind of sits in like their own section, like together. And I just remember being like the MVP of the section. Like, y'all, I was like tearing the club up. Like, they were so proud of me. Like, this didn't happen, but in my head, it felt like they were like lifting me up, throwing me. And I was like, oh, wow, like Mother Teresa type vibes, right? But I'm not going to share what happened after that because that's still being processed in therapy. But just know the job was done, period. So in the spirit of JordieRants in March Madness, I just wanted to share this story time with you for a couple of reasons. One, it's a show that I've just really never changed at my core. It's kind of cool because obviously my identity was shaped a lot by that, not that experience, but just the experience of growing up with a sibling in a spotlight in basketball. And I've just always really been like feisty and really just not afraid to back down from a challenge. And I feel like that has just replicated itself. That trait has replicated itself in my life now. Like this talk show is like a monster and I'm literally not afraid to back down from that. Even at a game, if someone's barking at my brother, now I don't really have the energy anymore, nor do I care. And now I actually have internalized that my brother's got it locked down. So I'm like, okay, period. I don't need to go to war for him the way I thought I did. But like truly, like that is part of who I am. Sorry. It's literally part of my identity. Like, I'm not saying be rude. I probably should have not talked about his family and his job and his physical appearance. That was not okay. But at the time, I was like, I have to stand up and fight. So I just think it's really cool that even in that experience as like my brother's sister, like it did shape a lot of who I am, which ultimately is like what's worth celebrating, you know? The second reason I wanted to do the story time for JordieRants today is just to shout out everyone that feels the need to like go to war for their family. Like superstars or not, athletes or not, it really doesn't matter. However that looks like in your life, that is important. Like I honestly don't know if my brother knows this story or if he remembers. He definitely knew that day. But it's neither here nor there. But like honestly, it really does matter. Like showing up for your family, supporting them, and like not just blood family, like whoever you call your family, your friends, like whatever, showing up for them really does matter because you don't want anyone to go into a fight alone. And that day, that referee knew, like I was going to war with that whole team, specifically with my brother. And the third reason, and also probably the most important reason I wanted to share this, is like in the midst of March Madness, I think there's a tendency to see basketball players and athletes as like not human. Like you either see them as like an idol, like this god, and because of that you like put them on this pedestal, so then when they inevitably like fall or like I don't know mess up, you like tank them. Or on the flip side, you don't see them as anything, you see them as like little objects that you can manipulate for your bracket and like to get you money. And both of those are like really nasty because ultimately like these men and women are someone's like children, their siblings, someone's cousin, someone's friend, and like words really do matter. And I know I say this ironically because I was coming for that whole ref's life. However, I don't condone it, like I said. But like those words that he was saying to my brother like really did affect me. And also hearing the words of people around me really affected me. And that's a whole other story time that I promise to do on another JordieRant sometime soon. But yeah, just be cognizant this month of like what you're saying about these players and like how you're treating them, because ultimately we're all literally just human beings. Their job, which isn't even their job, well, I guess kind of, their job at the time is like being an athlete. Your job is something else. It doesn't make them like, I don't know, like inanimate. They're still human beings. So with that, I think I'm going to take a lap now that my blood pressure is high again because I repressed it. I'm clearly still not healed. Shout out to that referee and his family. He actually had a beautiful family. I should not have come for his life the way I did. But we've learned and we've grown 10 years later. But yeah, y'all, I hope you have a beautiful March Madness. We will be back for more interviews very soon. But also I want to highlight the fact that because there is so much content that's coming out every week, I recognize that it's a lot to like take in and ingest. Trust me, I know I'm the one making it. So make sure you take time to go back and listen. We've had incredible interviews and I don't want y'all to miss out on the knowledge that they've just been literally spitting constantly. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that way you don't miss anything. You don't miss a reel, you don't miss the content, you don't miss nothing. I might post bonus content one day. I might do a giveaway one day, but you won't know because you're not subscribed. You really want that to be you? You want FOMO because you're not subscribed? Absolutely not. So I will see y'all very soon. I hope you have a beautiful March and cheers to you. Wow. Bye, y'all. Going to war. Like, I'm not talking about like this. I'm talking like war.